We're in the same food plot where my mother-in-law Judy killed her deer last year, and he was actually standing right there. We were hunting in the redneck blind, but I've kind of changed the architecture of the food plot a little bit. You know, I changed it up a lot from last year. Last year was really the first year that we planted all this to food, and it's kind of changed how the deer are moving, and we put the redneck blind up and it worked out great. But when we got into later season, I noticed some things that I wanted to change a little bit. So we put in about an acre of corn. It's about 200 yards long and 24 yards wide. I wanted the corn for a vertical cover to make the deer feel a little bit safe, because we've got a road about a half mile out there. It's gonna help me walk in. It's gonna pinch the deer down a little bit. And then we've got an acre of soybeans. And then I planted this strip of soybeans in front of the redneck blind, mainly because last year when we were hunting it, we'd have deer come by the redneck and we couldn't see them out of the windows because they were so close. So I planted a couple widths of the planter to keep them 15 yards away from the blind. Now later season they'll be in there, you know, feeding on those, but it's just more of a soft edge to kind of keep the deer away, because most of the deer come from that direction. So we hunt this stand with anything east wind. A lot of times you don't have an east wind. I need to figure out a way that we can hunt this food plot on some type of a west wind.
So you never had a tree stand on this food plot forever, and that's kind of what we're doing today. Is you're going different from a box blind where you had only one option. Now we're putting up a tree stand where you can get a whole different scenario.
Yeah, and it's just kind of a tough area because we're on the very west end of the farm. That is our property line, and it's just a big ag field out there. Yeah. So we're trying to just add to the habitat out. If you notice, the food plot's really weedy, and it's good and bad. We're not trying to grow a crop. We're trying to grow a food plot for the deer. But I think those weeds are going to add a little bit of the vertical cover that we need as well to make them feel safe out here where normally they weren't spending any kind of time. You know, trying to add to the huntability of it and get some type of a west wind stand. We're going to put it down at the south end of the plot. Our wind's going to be blowing right back to the house. And early season, it may be more of an observation type stand. You know, we might be sitting over there.
Wishing you were sitting over here?
Yes, but it's still an opportunity to get out and do a little recon. And we can slip out without deer knowing we're even in the world. So, you know, first couple weeks of October, we may be sitting back there and we may be seeing a deer here. But we can't hunt here unless we have that east type wind, and that doesn't happen very often. So I think the stand that we're about to hang is going to be a dynamite late season spot. Mid-December on into that January time frame, we get cold, we get snow. A lot of these deer are going to be coming to this area because we've just got so much food.
What you explained about your knowledge of how they congregate on that little hillside before they head out through that gap into the big field.
When we were filming last year, late season, I had like 36 or 37 deer in the plot. 19 of them were bucks, and they all congregated in just a 20-yard spot at that end of the field. And it just so happens it was within 30 or 40 yards of where I want to hang the stand. So just learning from hunting last year and getting the hang of things. So
yeah, and the cool thing about that is you drive by that tree 1,000 times and not think twice about it.
Yeah.
But just being aware of your surroundings and learning from past movement, that's cool.
Yep.
You know, just an adaptation to what you've seen.